What is up, guys? How's everyone doing today? Welcome back to the channel. Finally back live again, first time in a long time. Apologize for that. As some of you may know, we put the live shows on hold back in, it was springtime was the last ones we did. And I am happy to report I'm working on bringing the Monday night tech live shows back. I'm not sure whether we'll do them on Monday night or not. We'll have to see, but Happy New Year to everyone. I hope your New Year's has been fantastic. Hope you're having a great day. Hope things shape up great for you in 2017. Awesome group of people frequent the channel here. Really missed you guys actually a lot lately. A lot of cool stuff happened lately. I'm really quite happy with where the channel is headed. As most of you know, here we do tech videos. We do everything from electronics to drones to Raspberry Pi, everything. Cheers, McBong's Lab. Happy New Year to you too. I'm going to try and keep up on the chat. That's mainly why I'm doing this cast. I'm not sure whether we'll leave it up on the channel afterwards or not, but we'll see what happens. But yeah, crazy stuff on the channel this year. We're up to 22,000 plus subscribers as of today. Man, I thank you guys. You guys are amazing out there. Such a supportive group, great community we have here. I love putting videos out. Unfortunately, there's been a few delays lately, and I'll get to those in a minute, but I thought I'd show you guys. Yeah, 22,544 as of like 5 minutes ago, which is absolutely crazy. It blows me away that we have that many people that are into the same content, the same topics, enjoy talking and discussing the same projects. Totally cool. Cheers, Anil Seaver. What have we got here? I only threw a couple slides together real quick before the show just to have some content, because unless we have some content to go over, things get a little slow. But this is the graph that I pulled out of my analytics from this year. Man, you guys are awesome. 12,000 subscribers gained so far this year. Unbelievable. And most of that is actually this big spike here on the right hand side is actually where my Raspberry Pi satellite video went live, and that video went a little crazy. I think it's at like 120,000 views already, and it's only been out a little over a month, so a little nutty. Hey, David's here. Cheers, buddy. I'm glad you could make it. Another fellow content creator. Yeah, things went absolutely bananas here. I can't thank you guys enough. And what really tells the story and an interesting metric is our watch time this year. 3 million minutes watched, and I had to get the Google calculator out, and that works out to 6 years of people watching the videos on this channel so far in 2016. It's craziness, just blows me away. John's here. Cheers. Happy New Year to you too. Cheers, guys. I'm glad some people could drop by today. It was for an impromptu stream. I guess a few of you made it. But yeah, when I looked at these metrics, I looked at them this morning as I was fending off a little bit of a headache. I just it just blows me away. I can't believe it. And you can see actually, for those who love numbers, you can see the same spike here in the watch time due to that Raspberry Pi video. But I just wanted a little behind the scenes there, nothing crazy. I can't thank you guys enough. It was a crazy year, and on that note, it was so those of you who view the channel often have probably noticed that I've missed a few of my Friday publishings, and I wanted to share what happened with you guys. So what actually happened is in October, a close family member got very sick and ended up with a pretty severe cancer issue, and he did not last long. He passed relatively quickly, so that monopolized a little bit of my time, and truthfully, just it made it really hard to get my head in the game posting videos. And I did miss a couple of Fridays getting videos out to you guys, so I apologize for that. But I don't very often share what happens behind the scenes, and maybe I should. But that was what happened there, and then things got over that, and then tail end of November, some of you who I talked to personally, who I talked to offline, know a little bit of what happened after that, but it was this is a little bit of a funnier story. I'm pretty sure if my computer doesn't lock up, I'm pretty sure I snagged a couple of pictures real quick. Yeah, I did. This is a shot of one of my Raspberry Pi Smart Kitchen videos that, yeah, Hans, you can ask questions. I'm monitoring the chat, so I'll try my best to answer any questions you have. So this is the Raspberry Pi Smart Kitchen video I was working on, and you can see this video was actually on November 27th at 3 p.m. in the afternoon. I was shooting the B-roll footage for the Alexa, Amazon Alexa Smart Kitchen part, and I went outside. I finished the B-roll, and I always take a break before I go to editing. And I went outside, and I decided to rake the leaves on the front lawn. This is before we had any snow to speak of. And I heard a pretty significant crash, and I looked over up the street, and half a block up the street, there was a vehicle had crashed through a tree and through a fence and rolled over and had was on fire. So I dropped my rake and ran down the street, and I was able to I entered the vehicle right away through the back hatch while other people were working on the front, and I was able to assess his condition, and he was actually in not great shape at all. This is another shot of it. And his leg was crushed, and he was alert and conscious, but I have a pretty good amount of emergency response training, so I was able to work with the guys outside. They got the sunroof smashed out, and I got one of them to come in and join me, and by this point the vehicle was totally on fire, and we got him out through the sunroof and ended up getting him off to the hospital, and it actually worked out fairly well. He's still hanging on. Yeah, I think he's still in the trauma ward last I talked to his wife. But what ended up happening is I ended up in the hospital that night. I thought I was okay, but it turned out I wasn't. I ended up at the emergency care facility for some oxygen treatment and some basically like anticonvulsants to stop the coughing. It turned out my lungs got a little scorched, and I was offline for it was a week before I was really feeling like doing too much, and as a result it knocked the crap out of my video schedule. So that's just a little behind the scenes. I know it's no excuse for not getting videos out for you guys, but I wanted you to know kind of what happened and why, and that's where things landed. All in all, it worked out really, really well. It's not something I share with a lot of people, but yeah, I thought you guys deserved to know why I've been slipping on the videos. So, especially those supporting me on Patreon and stuff. So, I really appreciate your patience. All in all, pretty happy with how things went. And Hans asked, do you have any skills in C# or other programming languages? I'm passable in C++. I do pretty good with C++ and a little bit of Python. I'm passable in Python, but no crazy formal training or anything in it. My day job, I work with code in C++ now, but that's not originally where I started. I started as a hands-on technician in the automotive trade and then the wind turbine trade. Bino Black said, take care. Cheers, man. Thank you. What else we got? Glad you guys could make it today. That's pretty cool. There we go. If you guys don't mind, it really, really helps if you share the videos out on this channel, subscribe and share it. And if you really, really want to support things, you can check out my Patreon page. It's linked below. Really appreciate your support. I have to throw these in there as a reminder once in a while. Videos cost a lot of money lately to make, so cheers, guys. Thank you for all your support, and thank you to everyone who supports this channel in every way you can. What else we got? I don't have a whole lot here set up today. What else did I grab before I went live? It's a very loose format of a Monday live show. Oh, what did I have for announcements? Oh yeah, the store. Store's linked below. I added a whole buttload of stuff, including the Raspberry Pi satellite parts to the MakeMe.org store. It's just at store.makeme.org. They're all Amazon fulfilled, and I've had pretty good luck with all the products that I've added there lately, and obviously a lot of them are parts that I use. So if you're interested in anything that I use on the channel, check them out down in the link below on the store. What else we got? I always like to see what you guys are making. If you're new here, please hit me up on any of the socials if you haven't already. I love seeing anything you're making. Go to the G Plus community. It's all linked in the description below. I love keeping up with what you're building, and this one I thought was really cool. This was from Tech Mason, and this is actually posted in the makeme.org forum, which is makeme.org/forum. If you guys didn't know, we have a full functioning forum there, and he shared his cool PV solar setup and controllers, all Arduino controlled, really neat. And the kind of cool thing about this is he's actually in the same town as me. So we just got connected through a mutual friend right before the weekend, right before was it right before New Year's? Yeah, just before this weekend. And I'm going to go down and check this out. And I'll see if I can maybe do a video of his shop if he'll let me, and some of the projects he's working on. It's always neat to meet a fellow maker and see and learn together, because that's how we all learn. Really cool. Anyway, you can check it out in the forum. Just look at the recent posts. Hans asks, maybe if you have time, could you try building a Mars rover or just a 6-wheeled robot with Arduino? Well, I actually do have, if you're not aware, I actually have the Mars rover system of my own. It is, I can do this. Let's get out of that. There's nothing proprietary here. I checked before we went live. And if we go to search my videos and go Mars rover, I think, yeah, we're in the right search box. And this one, I'll post that. What the heck? I would have posted that in.
Gentlemen, welcome.
If it didn't switch to an AVE video on me. There you go. Now the audio is yippee. There we go. There you go. There's some code from my actual Mars rover project, and I would love to do a larger one. What I actually had in mind is what I wanted to do is get one of those. I wanted to get a 4-wheel drive large chassis RC device and convert it to like a much closer representation of the Mars rover instead of my small version, with a lot more systems on board and bigger batteries and a longer power supply. But I haven't made that happen yet. I was thinking about trying to do that with maybe like a kid's big wheels, you know, those like Fisher Price things that kids ride on. They usually have like 1 or 2 big lead acid batteries in and go like 0.001 kilometer an hour. I think I'd love to convert one of those and it'd be easy to set that up, and then I could have all the systems on board. But I'm not sure. We'll see. I gotta find one first, and I don't really want to pay full value because those things are expensive. What projects are planned for the channel? A lot. So I can't pull it up here because I didn't scrub some of the sensitive info, but I actually keep a list. I keep everything in an Excel list and then a folder on my computer full of all the upcoming videos for the channel, and I have a pile of them. We're gonna do a bunch of stuff on some RC builds and drone stuff, as well as more Raspberry Pi projects, some RFID hacking, some ESP8266 Wi-Fi home automation projects that'll go along with my Raspberry Pi Smart Kitchen. I'll show you one of those in a minute, actually. But yeah, a pile of stuff upcoming on the channel. And Dontra said, Happy New Year's. I was wondering, when will you do another update on your kitchen Pi Alexa? Actually did do an update. Thank you, Jim. Cheers, Jim. Good to see you. I did do an update on that just last week. The full build instruction is on the channel, so I don't know that I'll do another update on it, to be totally honest. On that one, it's, if you guys want, let me know what kind of an update you want, but that project is basically complete. We now have a functioning Raspberry Pi Smart Kitchen, as well as full Alexa voice control and interface on it. I'm going to see if David's still here. I want to get together with David he's going to hopefully help me to do some improvements on the web page, on the static web page it displays. I want to do a weather radar for my local weather radar on that. But yeah, if you want any updates on that, let me know. But otherwise, I think that project's done. And like I mentioned, Jim Connor is here. Thank you for the help, Jim. Good to see you, buddy. Hans asked, and you could use lipo to increase the capacity. They're lighter than lead acid. Yeah, we'll see on that project, Hans. The problem is lipos don't take kindly to being discharged deeply. They have a lot of energy really fast. That's what they're designed for, is to push out a lot of current, high C rating, a lot of current really fast, usually short periods of time. Can't discharge them deeply whatsoever. But a lead acid, a deep discharge lead acid, deep cycle, you can take it down much lower voltage, so they are much more tolerant to, like if we're solar charging it and we're getting very little sun, it's a little bit more tolerant to that. But we'll cover that when I do that project. He also built a voice control Christmas tree. Awesome. Arthur said, can you show the windmills in the background? Yeah, there's some model turbines just over my shoulder. There's not much to see. They're just die-cast model turbines. That's my day job, as many of you who watch the channel know. My day job is in the wind turbine industry, and it keeps me pretty busy. Cool. What else we got? I didn't have much for slides made, but educates.tv shared awesome video. This is in the Make Me G Plus community, linked in the description below. We have a G Plus community where people can share their projects and videos and stuff they like. He shared his top 5 Arduino displays. Really awesome video, really well done. I really enjoyed it. I love displays for Arduino because it takes any project to the next level. Almost everything I build now has an LCD display of some form or another, and it's pretty cool. He discovered an OLED, an I2C 2-wire interface OLED, which is full color recently. Actually, no, his was SPI, not I2C. Takes a few more wires, but really cool little display. And spoiler alert, his favorite display is the same as mine. It is the Nokia 5110 cell phone display. Best display ever for any Arduino project. Check out his video, and if you like it, you can check out my videos on the LCDs on my channel. I have a whole pile of them. It does a great job. Nick's doing some great stuff. Mr. Grimaud is here. Hey. And Han said, Nick's awesome. Yeah, he is. He's great. Awesome stuff. And yep, no problems on the stream on this end, guys. I don't think so. We've only dropped a couple of frames, and that was early on when I made a bit of a boo-boo. I don't know what else we had. I don't think I had anything else really prepped, guys, to be honest. This was a very, very impromptu. Oh, I did have a couple more things. I'm wrong. I had a couple of things. I forgot, and I was going to give you a sneak peek, wasn't I? Let's have a look. From the shop, as you guys know, lately the Raspberry Pi Smart Kitchen project has consumed a pretty good slot on the channel. I think I've got two or three videos related to it now, and it's done, and done and dusted. This thing lives on my kitchen countertop. My wife even loves it. It works great. It allows me to watch live YouTube all the time, and then I use the Alexa voice service for podcasts, news, weather, you name it. And then it also displays the weather. Like I mentioned, hopefully I can get together with David soon, and what I'd like to do is take this area with this big silly clock. I shouldn't call it silly. This was actually coded by another individual on YouTube who made this code originally, and I just adapted it, and he did an awesome job. It's fantastic, but this big clock, I don't get it. It's some real estate I'd like to reuse, so I'd love to put weather radar display there, and maybe some other stuff. Maybe my Twitter feed I'll get in there, as well as the news feed that displays now. But it's pretty cool. If you guys are building this as well, I didn't mention it in the video, but in the background you can see this yellow fading to blue. He actually programmed it by time of day, that it actually mimics sunrise and sunset, the color scheme in the background. It's pretty cool. It's a neat little code he did. It's well beyond what I could do, so I thank him, because it got me started, and then it was easy mods for me after that. Pretty cool stuff. I love that project. I'm so happy with how it turned out. Couldn't be happier. A little sneak peek. So, Alvaro's here. Cheers from Spain. Cheers to you too. Happy New Year, guys. It's fantastic. I'm glad you guys can make it today. What have we got? I don't have my second webcam set up, but what I can do, this is not going to be the best quality, but we'll muddle through. So you guys have seen these on the channel hundreds of times. This is a standard breadboard. Inside it, up here, I have the Wemos D1 Mini, which is ESP8266 based microcontroller. Works in the Arduino environment, and they're cheap. They're under $7 to buy now. So of course I grabbed a whole bunch of them, and I've been playing with it. And this one I have set up with a passive infrared sensor. I have about a dozen of these things, and I've never used one in a project. So what this is doing, any motion triggers the motion sensor. The ESP8266 calls home to my website on a remote server and says, hey, I sense motion here. The web server sends me an email to my email address, as well as an email to a text service through my cell phone provider, and I get a text message anytime there's motion. Poor man's home security, I guess would be the right word. Basically, poor man's burglar alarm, under $15 worth of components, and it works fantastic. I couldn't be happier with it. The next step, the reason I don't have a video on it, is because that little component that my finger is tapping, that is a bidirectional logic shifter, because I have a 5-volt sensor that I want to use, and you guys who have viewed the channel here have seen me use these before. This is the MQ2 smoke and gas sensor. It senses liquefied petroleum gas, CO, and smoke. This is a 5-volt logic level sensor, and the Wemos is 3.3. So I had to do a logic conversion, and I need a better power supply for this. And then my cheap burglar alarm now becomes home monitoring for any smoke detected in my home, which is what I really care about when I'm on vacation or away from home. Smoke detectors are great to keep you safe in your home, but they don't do you any good if your house is burning down and you're not there. This will send me a text message immediately if there's a gas leak or any smoke detected in my home. And then I can take the action to phone either neighbor or go right to the fire department if I really trust my system. We'll see how it works. That's another little sneak peek of something that I'm building on the channel. And of course, I'll put out all the code open source for you guys to have. It's a really, really basic circuit. As you can see here, it's only a few wires, nothing to it. I just got to pretty it up, put it in a case and a power supply. And unfortunately, the Wemos does not have enough current capability on board to feed this the heating element in the MQ2 smoke sensor. So I just have to whip up a little external power supply, and then we're all set. This thing draws I want to say I think it draws 200 milliamps on the heater. It might be 250, I forget. You have to go to my other videos on the MQ2 and you'll find it. So when we get that sorted, we're going to have from anywhere home monitoring station, which we can also link this into our Amazon Alexa. We can use the spare IO on this to activate things if we want, the GPIO to turn on lights or whatever. It's just a whole nother $6 home automation. It's going to be pretty fun. We will see. True Tech is here. Cheers, buddy. Good to see you. Assumed Gaming and more. Hello from France. Well, hello from Canada. Catch up on the chat real quick. Red Rock Films is here from Germany. Cheers, Red Rock Films. Another nice German. KaiR22 from New Zealand. Cheers, buddy. Good to see you again. So that is one item. This you will see probably a little bit sooner. This is another little proto system that I've been working with. I have done a video on this before. This is an RFID reader. You can use it for reading radio frequency identification tags or cards. This is a very, very cheap reader writer that you buy on eBay. It is the MF522. Super common device. Nothing to it. I think you can buy it probably under, well, it's under $10 for sure. And I decided I travel a lot and I often forget to hand in all my hotel key cards. And as well, I've taken this on the road with me while I've been at hotels. And I was absolutely astounded at some places' lack of security on their hotel key cards. So I whipped this up and I did some B-roll footage for the video showing what you can do. And now I'm struggling with how am I going to post it without getting in trouble or having 100,000 people asking me how to hack cards for nefarious purposes. That's what happened on my other video on RFID. I posted a disclaimer right in it. If you're looking at duplicating cards, don't ask me because I'm not going to respond. But I think this should be put out there as even people should know how insecure these systems are. So that's another video that I'm working on. Spoiler alert, you can read multiple different hotel key cards and duplicate them. No problem. That's the spoiler. Cheers from Toronto to True Tech. Good that you could make it. Arthur said you can also buy a radar that works the same as the infrared motion sensor. Yes, actually, I saw multiple different radar units lately. I was kind of surprised. They were a little pricey though. They were about $60 or $70, but they were actually a true radar, not the. I don't have it up here. I don't have the ultrasonic ones, the HC something 204 or whatever, the ultrasonics. The radar ones intrigue me because they would work in some interesting applications. Let me give them a look. Arthur said it's on 5.8. It's on 5.8 gigahertz. Cool. I didn't know what frequency they were on. I thought they were even higher than that. So I'll have to check it out. RK Fagan is here. Happy New Year's. Cheers. I think I know who that is. I think I might actually be related to that person. €10. Arthur, if you have a link to that, can you go ahead and throw it in the G Plus community or the forum linked down below? I would really appreciate that if you ever run across it. That's a lot cheaper than I ever saw any of them. So I'd be interested in checking that out. Might be fun for an upcoming project. And depending on who the suppliers are, maybe we can get them to help us out on the channel. Suppliers are pretty good about sponsoring stuff here lately. Jim Connor has one of the 5.8 ones on his desk. Waiting for a project. Cheers, Jim. I'll get maybe talking to you about that. I don't know. Do I have you on Skype? I think I might. I can't remember. I'll have to check those out. Anyway, if you guys have got links to them, I'd love to check them out because that might be. So I've often thought about it that those would be really handy in the UAV experiments that I do because the ultrasonics that they use actually on my Phantom is down there. The newer Phantoms still are using ultrasonic on them, Maybe not the newest, but the last year's Phantom anyway. I was just using a standard ultrasonic, and the radar ones would be so much more accurate. I think we could do a lot with them. I'd love to give them a try. 10 gigahertz ones, that's the ones I was thinking of, Hans. Absolutely. Those are the ones I saw, and they were more like the range of, well, real radar. I'm pretty sure the police in my area are using right around the 10 gigahertz range. Not that I would know that. Steam Gaming, I plan on creating a router slash server. Do you have any idea what operating system is the best for that? Oof, I do not. That is definitely not my area of expertise. The is it OpenWRT for the open firmware for the routers is about the extent of my knowledge. Yeah, I think you would have to, if you post it in the G Plus community. I know there's some guys that are really, really good with networking. They'd be able to help you out. Cheers, guys. That is all I had set up. Sorry I didn't have too much craziness. Not a lot of content, but I wanted to catch up with you guys and give you the little backstory of where things are and why there was some delays lately. And things will be back to normal soon. I don't know whether I'll get a video out this Friday. Things have been a little nuts the last week, but things will be back to normal real soon. Back to hopefully on Monday and a Friday publishing of videos. And with any luck, the Monday will be the live shows. I've gotten a lot of emails, messages, and pings from the community asking when the Monday night live shows were coming back. So I appreciate you guys reaching out. It was funny. The analytics told me that the show just wasn't that popular. We traditionally only got under 400 views, even like total after the fact, even on the replays of the Monday night shows. And that's not a lot when I compare them to the amount of work that goes into them. It takes me several hours to prepare the content for them, and that time I can put into a normal YouTube video, pre-made video, and double that time I would get generally, like, we'd get 1,000 to 2,000 views in the same time. So I didn't think it was a great use of resources, but I think I've been told otherwise from the community. All right, guys. One more check of the chat. Some help coming in on the router idea. Awesome. Thank you. Alvaro asked, do you think it is worth to buy the FR Sky Tyrannus? I'm thinking about buying the Fly Sky FSI-6 for my racing quad. Well, it depends on where you're at. It's totally up to you. Here's an FSI-6 right here. And for $35 of buying this radio and doing the mod, the videos on my channel, converting this to a 10 channel, bang for the buck, this thing is incredible. For a quadcopter, I personally, I would like to have a Tyrannus, but not for my quads. It's unnecessary. This radio will do everything you need for quad flying, racing quads, any 10 channels on S-Bus. It works fantastic, and it costs nothing. The Tyrannus, you're still into anywhere from $300 to $400 thereabouts, last I checked. The caveat is, if you're doing fixed wing, I think the Tyrannus is well worth having. Absolutely, if you're doing fixed wing and quads, I would love to have one. But I don't. I have my TH9X for my fixed wings, and it works fantastic. And then I use these for my quads. And 10 channel radio, under $40 Canadian, so like under 30 American. Just amazing things. So it's totally up to you. Long and drawn out answer. Jim said he'd be happy if the live show returns. Thanks, Jim. I appreciate the feedback a lot. And David, great to see your stupid face again. Thank you. Cheers, guys. Been a great show. Glad you guys could stop by. I will see you hopefully Friday with a new video out for you. Have a great week. Cheers.